We first met in college in a course that we were in together, and gender studies course. And we knew each other, worked in North Carolina, had that connection, and started dating her last year.
Chantel was like one of the goofiest people I'd ever met.
And Marcy was very intense and very serious. And
I think a lot of people were initially surprised. They were like, what?
But it's been 15 years. I always knew I wanted to have kids. I'm one of 7. It was kind of a timing issue. When did we want to have them? More than if, really. And I knew we'd make great parents. I knew Marcy would be a great parent. And we had a lot of love to give, and it's been great.
We have a daughter who's 4 years old. Her name is Miley. And our son Eli is 11 months old.
They're both fantastic. Miley loves to draw. Eli likes to get into anything that he can destroy at the moment.
Chantel and I each carried one of our children. I carried Miley, and Chantel carried Eli. So what that means for us is that we don't fully each have legal rights over both of our children. And that's created some challenges.
Isaiah is our son. He's 11 years old. He loves soccer and video games. He's very kind and loving. He's just great.
We adopted him when he was 5. I've seen a lot of growth in him over that time. It's fun watching the growth. He is moving into being a teenager.
We've had to set up a parenting agreement. I've had to get power of attorney for Craig. I have to carry them around so that if ever any question comes up, I can whip out legal documents and say, I have power of attorney, so I actually can say something for my son, because he is my son, and he always will be. And he deserves the protection of 2 legal parents.
That is why we're participating in this lawsuit, because we want to ensure that Isaiah is protected in the event that something happens to me. We want to make sure that Sean and Isaiah's relationship, which has grown over the past 6.5 years, is going to continue to grow.
We met in Pittsburgh 15 years ago, a little over 15 years.
I placed a personal ad, and Terry was the first person that responded to the ad. Terry's a Steeler fan. Right from the beginning, I knew that that was going to be a real connection. Each of us has our own terrible towel. We usually cook a Sunday meal, and we settle in and we watch the Steelers. So we knew early on that our kids would be Steeler fans. I'm glad to say they are.
Family's always been very important, so for us to have our own family just made sense.
Eventually, we decided on the foster to adoption route, and we've been happy with our decision. That Terry can't share legally in the adoption of these children actually places a lot of stress and worry on me, and concern that if anything should happen to me, what kind of struggles would she need to go through in order to legally adopt our children. We want our boys to have 2 legal parents.
They have come a long way, and it's important to us that they have the safety and security of the forever family that was promised them.
What second parent would mean to us, beyond what we know in our hearts, is that legally we would have the full rights that other parents enjoy. And so in terms of making decisions, in terms of those moments that no one wants to happen in an emergency room with a kid, that we're not wondering, will my partner, will my spouse be there with me? Will we be able to take care of our children in the way we need to when we drop them off at daycare, when we find ourselves accidentally at a hospital, when we're driving from one state to another? We'll know that they're safe and they're protected, and that they'll be treated like that in the eyes of the law.
I absolutely want to adopt Isaiah. I want to do second parent adoption. I want to legally be his parent. It's extremely important to me and to us that Isaiah have the protection of 2 legal parents.
To them, they have 2 moms. To me and to Terry, we have 2 moms. Legally, they don't have 2 moms.
They're my children in my heart, in my mind, but not on paper.